All right, we're presenting on making a soccer field, and I'm Jazmin.
And I'm Bobby Turner.
And this is for QU301 South Africa trip. Okay, this is our executive summary. In Varkplaas, there are a few opportunities and things for children to do, and a favorite activity of the children is to play soccer, but currently they have no place for them to practice on. We think that there needs to be a place for them to play soccer and aspire to do more with their lives, as well as having fun and playing together, and we hope that building a field will make this happen.
So addressing the issue, the problem is obviously these kids love to play soccer. Tamron, after speaking with her, she described them as football crazy, football obviously meaning soccer, and with no place to play, there's no way they can really do it. She even said, she came up with a story of how these kids that are 10, 11 years old playing against her friends that are, I guess in their 20s and 30s, and they even beat them. Like, that's how good they are. So it's not just like it's a hobby, it's something that these kids really love to do. And with a field, it'll have them, they can play whenever they want. It'll give them some good exercise. Being a kid, they have tons of energy, and without being able to use that energy in a positive way, that's when they start getting in trouble, or start, especially living in a place like Varkplaas, there's not many things to really do around there to have fun, and the competitive nature really brings a spark to their lives.
Okay, so our plan is to build a field and supply the village with some soccer balls and other equipment. We've had soccer balls and equipment like nets donated from the Quinnipiac soccer teams, which has been really beneficial for us. And the supplies we think we'll need to get for this project is rope to create the boundaries, PVC pipes to build the goals, tent stakes to keep the boundaries in place, grass seeds, and cement to keep the PVC pipes in the ground. And I think that with only these few things, the field could really be great.
Just to go a little more in detail on the supplies, there's some kind of Walmart-like store where we will be getting most of these supplies, and what we need are probably about 110 meters of rope for the perimeter. The field is going to be around 20 by 30 meters, which is, it's obviously smaller than a professional field, but for youth size, it's kind of around the same size of most youth fields here in America. We're not going to have a center line because then kids are obviously going to be tripping over the rope and stuff like that. So if we felt just a boundary would be sufficient enough for the project that we have, and then two 7-foot PVC pipes, and then one 8-foot for the to go kind of over the top. So it's going to be 7 by 8 feet, which is the normal size of a youth soccer goal. We're going to cement that into the ground. We're going to cement them in the ground because there's obviously a problem of theft, and we could build our own goal, but we don't know how long that would maybe last, and we thought cement would be the best idea to have it stay there long term. And then around 35 stakes to keep the rope down to the ground, which is one stake for every 3 feet or so. And we thought just to make sure that the rope stays tight, there's going to be kids around all day doing any various activities, so just from anyone from tripping or keep it tighter. It would be easier to see, and it would be the most effective.
I went to Home Depot to look at some supplies. We've looked online at many examples of building this type of goal, and it's really simple. People's parents do it for their yard all the time. It takes about 2 hours, and so we have a really good plan based off other people's experience with it. So I went there and we found some of this yellow rope, which is about 21 cents a foot, and then the connectors for the corners, and then pipes that are about 2.5 inches in diameter. Previously we thought we might use metal, but that would be far more expensive, and I think that working with PVC will be a better alternative. Okay, the estimated cost. For the rope, it's going to be about 360 feet at 21 cents per foot, which come around about $75. But obviously, we don't know what the prices are going to be there and how much it costs, but relatively, we hope it's around there. And the pipes should cost about $20, with the connectors being, 2 connectors being $7, and 35 stakes. We found for sets of 4, it's about $3, so $27. and 20 pounds of cement is about $12. So our total cost would be $141 plus the cost of grass seeds. Tamron's been looking into what type of grass would be best there because obviously the climate's different than ours, and she is an expert who's helping her decide what type. So we're not quite sure what the price is, but after he is finished advising and looking at the area, hopefully it won't be too expensive. And when we were looking at it for grass seed here, it's fairly inexpensive. And then we don't need to buy nets because they're donated, and we don't need to buy balls because they're also donated.
Getting it accomplished, there's obviously help with our classmates here and then the people in the community. It should take 2 days, depending on, any problems that we have. We obviously need to plant the seeds first for the grass to grow, and then probably lay the cement down for the goal would, I guess, be best the day one so that it could dry and, be up and easier to do for the second day. Then maybe we can just kind of lay the rope down the second day and make sure all the stakes are tied and stuff like that. But once we finish, once we leave, of course, the community's going to need to water the field so that the grass grows, and then they're going to have to cut it also once it grows to make sure it doesn't get too high, because then you're not going to be able to play with grass that's, like a foot high.
For the future of this project, this will be a one-time fix for this issue in the community. In the future, if there are more QU301 classes that go to South Africa, which it seems like there will be, hopefully the other students can lead clinics and bring more soccer equipment just to keep these kids focused and really into the soccer field, which I'm sure they will be because it's such a passion of theirs that I don't see this as a project that's going to go to waste. I see this as a long-term solution for the issue. And we hope that the addition of the field in the community will make them be able to have some more fun and get some exercise. Sports are a really positive influence on people's lives, and we hope that this will keep them out of trouble and focused on what's really important and their dreams.
Potential issues that we have is obviously, I guess, the grass growing is the number one, making sure that it's watered and cut, once we leave. And of course, equipment can be stolen or lost, because I guess having a safe place to put everything would be best, since there is, a problem with things being stolen. And of course, with the wind, we need to make sure that the goals are cemented in as best as possible, because you don't want one day all of a sudden it falls on a kid's head, and that's something that's we definitely don't want to happen.
Okay, in conclusion, we think that our project is both possible and beneficial to the community. We don't think we'll have any trouble getting it done in time. Like I said before, people who made these goals on their own said it took them 2 hours. We also don't think it's a very expensive service project, so we think that'll be fine. And we look forward to building a soccer field so that they can enjoy it for years to come. We think that also with the rope boundaries, which at first we thought maybe we'd do spray paint, that wouldn't last, but with the rope, this is really something that will be here for a really long time. We hope that it's a positive addition to their lives, and we can't wait to make this happen for them, because these kids really deserve to have a place to play their passion. Thanks.
Thank you.
Questions? Erin.
I have a question. In your picture, can you go back to the picture?
Yeah. The picture of the field?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
How is that going to get leveled?
Oh yeah, we forgot to say that.
Yeah.
But Tamron has one of the people who owns the land. He's gonna plow it for them before we get there, so it's gonna be flattened and it's gonna be cleaned off. The community members are cleaning off all the trash, and then this guy has a tractor that he's gonna level it, and so it'll be ready for us right away to plant the seeds. So hopefully the grass grows immediately.
And he's doing that as a volunteer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How will they water it?
We're not quite sure, but she made it seem like it wouldn't be an issue because this is something that the community is really looking forward to. So their heart's in it, and they're going to keep supporting it for their kids, and just because it's something they want, so they're going to put the effort in.
Do you know if the community has running water or if they use wells?
I'm not sure.
And how will they cut it?
We think that we're not sure. It's like a little hard to communicate since we're both so far away. But we think that the guy who has the tractor might be able to help out because he is like helping the community with this field.
Other questions?
I was wondering if you had put any thought into grass takes a little while to grow, so if you're going there and building a soccer field and kids are so excited about it, have you thought about how you're going to keep them off?
Yeah, we were thinking, because that was one of our challenges, is that we won't know if the grass even does come in right, but we're hoping since this guy is advising and knows the different types of grass for this land, because he's going to come and see it, we're hoping that because they're excited about it, they will know not to go on it, and we'll try to make sure the community leaders speak to the children and tell them, you want this grass to grow, you want this field to be great, so just like wait a little bit. And also they'll have the soccer balls to play with, and they just won't be able to play in the field like right then.
Other questions?
You mentioned that if like this project continues or QU301 continues to go down, that maybe QU classes can hold clinics and stuff. Have you thought about maybe trying to connect with like local soccer clubs or other South Africans that could run these clinics sooner, or run these clinics even if QU doesn't? So it's not just like a once a year thing. You can kind of create some kind of mentorships with local clubs in the area. Is that something you think might work?
I think that's a possibility because I think once we're there and we see the ages of the children and we know more about them, that could be something that could happen. And also, the Quinnipiac soccer team has been very, very helpful, like donating money and donating supplies. And some of the girls' soccer teams already shown interest in going on the trip. So hopefully those girls could go next year and they could start it. And maybe after we talk to Tamara when the field is done, she might be able to set things up, or like we might be able to help her set things up because we are going to keep in contact with her afterwards.
Anyone else?
Similar to what we asked the last team, what about trash and keeping that off the field?
I guess that's just really up to the community once we leave. I mean, if the kids want this field bad enough, I mean, it's up to them to really take care of it. I mean, we're obviously not going to be there to tell them what to do, but when we're there, we can obviously communicate with them and be like, hey, like once we're gone, like you guys need to take care of this. We're doing this work for you. Like make sure it lasts. Like you guys are going to love this so much, and just have a place to keep your trash. And even the community leaders can do that too. Like when kids want something, like they nag their parents all the time. Like I feel like what's going to happen. If the parents care about their kids, they can find a solution to the trash.
And also, we raised a lot of money at the Bobcat Flea Market, so. This is a relatively inexpensive plan we have, so there probably still is money in the budget to get a trash can, so it's not completely out of the question.
Nice. Very good.
Thank you.